Izzet. We're here for a standard daily event with the Temur Morphs deck. Nobody's in the queue. This is our second video today. We won the first one 2-1 versus Jeskai Ascendancy. If you want to check out that video, that will be up as well. So there is a daily event going right now, so I don't know how long we'll have to wait for someone else who wants to play standard but wasn't in the daily event. Or we could play against somebody who's double queuing. So we're just going to play our morph deck. Okay, so we're playing against Zayfleo. Not a name I recognize, not the person we played against last time. Looks like he won the die roll. He's going to play first. This hand is fine. If Lightning Strike or Hunter's Powers were a Trail of Mystery, it'd be better, but I'm not going to mulligan this. We have all our colors of mana, at least 2 sources. We have a turn 3 morph, we have a Sagu Mauler, we have a Hunter's Prowess, and it looks like we're playing against the Artifacts deck. Temple of Mystery is not a terrible draw. Could have been another creature, but not bad. So Magma Jet could be good against the Artifacts deck. We already have a Lightning Strike for Chief Engineer or Juggernaut, so Magma Jet would kill Ornithopters. The problem is it doesn't answer Ensoul Artifact on Darksteel Citadel, but I think we are going to keep it. Scry 2 is pretty comparable to drawing a card deeper into our deck, so we will be able to find what we need. So it's not really hurting us that much to draw the card, and 2 damage to a creature is fairly reasonable in this matchup. Okay, so it looks like he's the red version, so that means he's also going to have Shrapnel Blast. Shrapnel Blast is good. It's going to make us play this Mauler face up just to respect it. So I have 2 untapped lands in hand, so I think I'm going to just play Mountain and pass instead of casting a face-up Temur Charger. This is weaker if he has land and soul immediately, but it's much stronger if he tries to do something like Ornithopter and Soul Ornithopter, or if he plays Chief Engineer. Does he have nothing? Did not expect him to have nothing. So we have a couple options here. We can play Temple and hold up Burn, and then with the plan of playing Ash Cloud Phoenix next turn. We can play Temur Charger face down off of Mana Confluence, and then unmorph it next turn and hold up Burn. Or we could play Mauler face down. Mauler face down is bad. I don't want to lose my Mauler. I think holding up Burn and casting Ash Cloud Phoenix is better. It's possible I'm wrong about which deck he is, because the Ensoul deck usually has a bunch of cheap creatures like Ornithopter, Chief Engineer. I don't want that. Maybe Dakra Mystic, Triton Shorestalker, just cheap guys like that. So this is making me think he may just be a control deck with Shrapnel Blasts, possibly with Scuttling Doom Engine. Magma Jet also makes me think more of that direction. The only thing that's out of place is Darksteel Citadel, so maybe he's playing Scuttling Doom Engine, Shrapnel Blast as a finish. Let's see what this is. Okay, so it is an Ensoul Artifact on Darksteel Citadel. Yeah, as I was saying in the Jeskai Ascendancy video, we don't really have any enchantment removal in our sideboard, so we are pretty weak to this. Luckily, Aether Spouts is going to be much better against this deck than it was against the Ascendancy deck. I'm going to Magma Jet him end of turn and dig for an Ice Feather Aven. Temples go on the bottom. So we can play Ash Cloud Phoenix here. We'll have to play the Mana Confluence and go to 12. I think that's correct. So what we can do here is block the Citadel with the Phoenix, take no damage, and then next turn Hunter's Prowess the Phoenix and attack for 5 and try to draw some cards. We want to hit another untapped land on turn 6 plus an Ice Feather Aven so we can morph it, flip it, bounce the Darksteel Citadel. That's going to be our best chance of winning this game. We can also get Sagu Mauler into play and block the Citadel, but we need to be careful about our life. We don't want to lose to Shrapnel Blast. We're already at 12. So let's say he has Magma Jet, Shrapnel Blast. We're already dead. So we need to be very careful about taking farther damage and being weak to burn spells. Red in this deck is probably only in there for burn spells like Shrapnel Blast and Magma Jet. It's possible he's playing like Stormbreath Dragon or Sarkhan, but I would not expect those as much as I would expect to see Shrapnel Blast. What would be the worst thing he could do right here? It would probably be untapped land, Thassa, make Citadel unblockable. So we're going to chump here. My guess is he's going to burn this guy now. Depending on what he does, we may not want to do the Hunter's Prowess plan. Like, if he just passes the turn, I don't want to play Hunter's Prowess right into a burn spell. I think I would just play the Temur Charger and hold up Lightning Strike. Yeah, we're going to do that. Trail of Mystery, is that better than Lightning Strike? I think it is because it's a 6th untapped land for Sagu Mauler. Lightning Strike only really does anything if he plays like a Goblin Rabble Master. Because it's not going to kill Stormbreath, it's not going to kill Darksteel. He doesn't have a non-summoning sick guy right now that he could Ensoul. So Lightning Strike is not really actually playing around very much. And getting I guess a mountain is what we would get. Lets us play Sagu Mauler. And it actually lets us play it without taking damage if we draw another untapped land off our draw step next turn. Yes. Get a mountain. Did we play a land this turn? Guess we did. Yeah, we played a forest. Okay. I'm not going to attack here. If he has a 1's burn spell to clear the guy that we leave back, he'll just hit us for 5, and then we're probably dead. So I'm just going to play as conservatively as possible. Yeah, so he has a Magma Jet. My guess is he's going to kill this guy, look for a 2nd burn spell to kill this guy, hit us for 5 down to 6. We play Sagu Mauler off of these lands, go to 5, and he Shrapnel Blasts us. Okay, so we get to chump block here. That's very good. Gaining 5 life there is basically... my guess is that it's the difference between possibly winning this game and definitely losing this game. So here's a mountain. So here's our options. We can play Temur Charger face down, get a forest or an island out of our deck, and pass with Lightning Strike up. The reason we might want to do that is if he has a counter spell. But I think if he has a counterspell, we're just dead. So I'm just going to cast this Sagu Mauler face up. Okay, so that resolves. So now we have a blocker that can just hold off Darksteel Citadel indefinitely, unless he puts like a Ghostfire Blade on it. Tapping mana, Steam Augury. Okay, Steam Augury is fine. So here's Ghostfire Blade. We're just probably going to give him whatever he doesn't put with that. And I think he is aware of that, so he's going to get... Oh, no, he's going to get 3 cards. What's he doing here? Choose a pile to put into its owner's hand. Okay, so this should put the Ghostfire Blade in his graveyard. Yeah, he split that incredibly wrong, unless he already has another Ghostfire Blade. I think even if he has a Ghostfire Blade, he split that wrong. Okay, so does he have another Shrapnel Blast here? Yeah, he's got to have another Shrapnel Blast. Okay. So we are going to go to sideboarding. So I want Aether Spouts. He has Chief Engineer, Darksteel Citadel, Phyrexian Revoker. I think I want to keep the Lightning Strikes in. If he has Chief Engineer, he probably has Juggernaut. So we're at 60 here. The question is, do we want counter spells? The question also is, what in our deck is bad? Ice Feather Aven, Sagu Mauler, and Hunter's Prowess I definitely want to keep in. Temur Charger is okay. Rattleclaw Mystic is okay. I think Trail of Mystery is necessary. Lightning Strike might not be good. Hunter's Prowess. So how are we winning this game? I think the way we're winning this game is to Aether Spouts his Ensoul guy and get rid of the Ensoul, which is basically a 2-for-1 plus however many other creatures are attacking. So we definitely want Aether Spouts. I think we want Sagu Mauler and Ash Cloud Phoenix to win the game. I think we don't want Temur Charger. So Temur Charger out gives us 4 slots. Let's bring in Hornet Queen and Dissolves. Let's try this. We will play first. So let's look at this hand. It's got our Aether Spouts. It's got 3 colors of mana. It's got a Morph. It's got a Mauler. The Hunter's Prowess is bad to draw early. And we don't have a 2-mana play. But I think we're going to keep this because it has the Ice Feather Aven to answer Ensoul Artifact. And he's mulliganing to 6 to 5. Okay. So it's our reasonable 7 cards versus his possibly reasonable 6 cards. Looking for a Trail of Mystery here. Rattleclaw is also fine. I'm having some allergies. I apologize if it's affecting my voice at all. So here's an Ornithopter and a Darksteel Citadel. So he's got 2 Ensoul targets already. So here's what we can do. We can play Rattleclaw right now and Mystic on turn 3 and Mystic face up on turn 4. Or we can play Rattleclaw on turn 3 and then cast Mystic and turn it face up on turn 4 with the mana from the Rattleclaw Mystic trigger. I think it's better to just play the Mystic face up because this way we can choose to either attack for 2 or avoid hitting ourselves with Mana Confluence next turn when we play the Maven face down. Okay, so there's the Ensoul. So we're going to take 5 this turn. Okay, so let's see what we draw. Lightning Strike. 1 turn late, buddy. Sorry about that. Let's see. I think what we want to do here is play Mana Confluence, obviously. It's our only land. And then play Aven face down, leaving Rattleclaw back. This plays around him having a second Ensoul artifact for the Darksteel Citadel. So we're going to take another 5 down to 9. He's got 4 cards in hand. Let's assume one of them is a Shrapnel Blast. One of them is another burn spell. That could be 7 or 8 damage right there. So we really can't afford to take any more damage. There's a Chief Engineer. And a Phyrexian Revoker. Okay. I would like to draw an untapped land this turn that gives us access. Okay, so he named Mystic, so this can't tap for mana. Okay, so here's an untapped land, but that doesn't help. Yeah, we can't tap this for mana. Okay, so let's look at our options here. We can attack with both, and then when he blocks, bounce the Ornithopter. I don't want to do that because we'll take damage from Engineer. I think what I want to do here is just pass with blockers up. And then I'll trade this Mystic for the Revoker, block the Engineer with the Aven, turn the Aven face up to bounce Ornithopter, and that'll get rid of the Ensoul. So he's just attacking with Ornithopter. So we will do this. So basically we naturalized the Ensoul artifact, but our answer to it was a little bit slower than if we just had dedicated enchantment removal. So here's the Ornithopter back. I'm worried if he casts Scuttling Doom Engine. Not particularly worried about that. Okay, so here's Temple. Let's see what's on top. So Hornet Queen. Hornet Queen is 7 mana. We have access to 5 plus a Mystic we can turn back on. I think I want to keep Hornet Queen on the top. And once again, we're going to just pass the turn. And I'm going to Lightning Strike this Phyrexian Revoker unless he has an Ensoul artifact. If we can survive a couple more turns, our late game looks very good. See, we've got all 3 of these powerful late game cards that we have access to. So here's Hornet Queen. He has 2 cards. What are the chances they're exactly Shrapnel Blast Magma Jet? Think we want to gamble here. Because we're still dead to Lightning Strike Shrapnel Blast anyway, so We're not actually playing around everything he could have. Phoenix. Do we want to play Phoenix? I think we want to play Phoenix. That gives us a blocker if he can. That gives us a better blocker if he ensouls the Ornithopter. And then we're going to attack with the Sagu Mauler. Then next turn we can Hunter's Prowess the Mauler, and I think we should win. Lightning Strike, what does that change? If we attack with everything, we won't attack with Mystic because that just bumps into the Engineer, but if we attack with all these and he doesn't block with Ornithopter, he's dead to Lightning Strike. So let's just try and kill him right now. So he's seen Lightning Strike, he saw Magma Jets game 1, he knows we have Burn, so he might block here. Yeah, here's a block. Okay, we're going to let the Ornithopter die. He takes 8. He's very, very dead next turn, so we just need to last one more turn, which, unless he has a lot of burn to finish us, should be fine. So let's see if this is a Shrapnel Blast. It's not because he's Convoking. So, Ghost Fireblade, okay. Ghost Fireblade on Chief Engineer, holding up Shrapnel Blast. I'm gonna just Lightning Strike the Chief Engineer. We can't play Aether Spouts now, but if he wants to equip the Ghost Fireblade, he no longer has mana up to burn us out. Snap block here. He is openly broadcasting Shrapnel Blast. Okay. So we took that down. Did not draw Dissolve. Didn't get to see if that would be good. Did draw Hornet Queen. It was too expensive to cast. Magma Jet would have been good that game instead of Hornet Queen. Let's trim on these and bring the Jets back in. Now that we saw the Phyrexian Revokers and the Bronze Sables, we know that he has more of the little fragile guys. And that'll give us more ways to respond to an Ensoul artifact. So he could have Crater's Claws would be a good card. He could have Scuttling Doom Engine would be strong to bring in against us. Then I'm also worried about Stubborn Denial or Stubborn Refusal, whatever it's called. We're going to keep this. We have turn 2 Trail, turn 3 Morph, plus a Dissolve, plus a Xenagos. So he has a turn 1 Ornithopter again. If he has Ensoul, we may just lose to that Ornithopter, because we don't have an Ice Feather Raven this time. I'm going to put that on the bottom. I can't cast it. I guess I could cast it on a one-turn window with the Mystic trigger, or get Trail of Mystery, and so he's got the turn 2 Ensoul. So this is where having Reclamation Sage or Naturalize or something like that would be very strong in the sideboard. I think I'm going to have to run those. I'm going to have to trim back on some other stuff. Because look, we're just going to be at 10 life on turn 3. That's not something that we can let happen if this is going to be a deck in the metagame. So what can we do here? We can hold up Dissolve, or we can play Rattleclaw Mystic face down. The problem with playing Mystic is that if he has Shrapnel Blast, we are just straight up dead. The problem with holding up Dissolve is that if he does not have Shrapnel Blast, we've just wasted a turn. And Mystic might let us top deck Aven and play it next turn. So I think we're going to have to cast Mystic face down. If he has Burn, we're probably dead. If he has Shrapnel Blast, we are definitely dead. Ghostfire Blade would be pretty good against us. There's just a lot of things that he could have here. Yeah, so there's a burn spell on the Mystic. Aven is no longer an out. So at least they put him on the bottom. So it looks like he's digging for Shrapnel Blast. He doesn't have it already. Yeah, we're just dead. It's possible we should have had... No, we didn't have Mountain in our hand. It's possible Magma Spray would have been correct over Magma Jet in this matchup. Come on, buddy. I wonder if we might want something like Voyage's End or Hubris or Force Away. Alright, so yeah, I think we need to put some enchantment removal in the sideboard, or some artifact removal, just something like a Naturalize effect. Not the card Naturalize, but there's several pretty good ones right now. So thank you for watching again.